Good morning. It's October the 21st, and if you're wondering why there are happy dogs in front of me, well, I'm down here at Positively Perfect, the pet store, because cat needs kitty litter again. So I decided I'd walk down here again, as I often do when I have to make that trip. Um, what I'm going to do is walk up and down Albert Street, South Albert. I did it once before on the other side of the street, going up the other side and down this side. So this time I'll go up this side and down the other side. So totally different. South Albert Street is the main commercial drag down at this end of the city. Businesses and hotels and restaurants and that sort of thing. This is the pet store, although they aren't using this entrance at the moment. We'll get to what's on that side when I come back. We're going to go up this side. First thing that'll take us by is Dandy's, which is a, see the little nice stylized ice cream cone there. It's a little gourmet ice cream store. Artisan ice cream, I guess you'd call it, which we frequent frequently. Can you frequent something infrequently? Interesting question. Not a very important question, but an interesting one. So this is Dandy's here. We'll just take a shortcut. Dandy's, artisan ice cream. Look at all these great flavors they've got. I highly recommend it. And there's some other things along here. Restaurants, a pot shop, insurance broker. So I think there's still a pot shop there. Looks like it. Yes, pot is legal here. Not something I approve of, but they didn't ask me. Connexus Credit Union here. CAA, that's the Canadian Automobile Association. If you're from the States, you're familiar with AAA. We have CAA. Good morning, Kirk from Vancouver. It's about -3, -2 maybe now. I'm wearing my hat and gloves and my leather jacket. CAA. Then you get Save on Foods. Well, there's some other stuff down there, obviously, as you can see from the side. Benjamin Moore Paints. I remember choosing colors there when we did renovations. I think that's where we went. My right shoelace feels loose. I hope it doesn't let go because it's a real pain tying your shoe when you've got this gimbal thing. Save on Foods has a Starbucks in there. I have sometimes sat in and wrote when my car was being worked at across the street at OK Tire, which is where I usually take the cars. We'll walk down that other side when I come back. And there's South Albert. Cars going by. Very prominently marked crosswalk. There was some accident. I think there was an accident there. And they put up better signage, closing the barn door and all that. The unusual thing about South Albert is that it has sidewalks. You know, most new developments, this kind of commercial stuff along it, quite often they don't even have sidewalks. And I think there's parts of Regina that might even be like that. But South Albert has a sidewalk, I think most of the way up both sides. You don't see a lot of pedestrian traffic. Mostly people are driving along here. Tony Roma's over there. I think they closed, if I remember right. I don't believe they're still in business. Only ever ate there once when they first opened, so, you know, I certainly didn't help. Yeah, here's the sign. That's been a lot of things there. Can't remember everything that's been. I've eaten in there, but I don't know what it is now. For a while, it tried to be I think it was a piano bar kind of place, and then it was a pasta place for a while, and now I don't even know. Food, mix, feels like home. Cafe Bolly food. I have no idea. No, it's released too, so I guess it didn't survive. Probably the pandemic finished it off. Well, that's depressing. 2 closed restaurants in a row. Greco's is still there. Been in there a few times. Cal Tire. I bought tires there once at least. Only once, I think. Mechanical services available here. Available here. I always wonder how signs get into that state and how nobody bothers to fix them. I don't have anything too pressing on the agenda today, just publishing stuff. Nothing, I think Shapers of Worlds is ready to go, basically. Volume 2. I did find out that the Kickstarter version, this is the anthology featuring second-year guests of my podcast that I kickstarted, Science Fiction Fantasy Anthology. I did find out that the Kickstarter version printing has been delayed a bit. They told me they'd have the books yesterday and they'd go out this week. Now they're saying they'll go out the end of next week. So I sent out an update this morning to let people know that. Which means the Kickstarter version will go out just about the same time that the commercial version is released on November 2nd. Co-op gas station. No, Canadian Tire, sorry. What am I saying? You can, of course, pre-order it. Easy way is bookstoread.com/Shapers of Worlds 2 with numerals for both of those 2s. Books, numeral 2 read /.com/Shapers of Worlds 2, numeral 2. This was a Sobeys, it's not anymore. I haven't been in here since they became a Freshco. I do remember, like the day after we were married, we hadn't actually gone anywhere yet. And we came down here to buy groceries, hoping that nobody would see us. And sure enough, we ran into somebody we knew who had been at the wedding. So much for keeping our whereabouts a mystery. Canadian Tire. UPS store. I used to mail stuff there quite often, or ship stuff out there. It wasn't UPS then, I don't think. It's been a while, quite a while. Captain Trust. Probably take my hat off here. My head's starting to get warm. I actually walked before I started walking with the camera. Taking the car over to the condo where I started to walk yesterday because they are supposed to be picking up leaves in our street, or sweeping up leaves in our street today. 7-Eleven. And had to get the cars off the street for that. Lee's Chop Suey has been there a long time. But for a while, that was an Australian restaurant of all things. I remember eating in there. I don't remember what it was called. I think it was right there. Yeah, I'm sure it was. It's called Down Unders or something obvious like that. I don't know. Can't remember anymore. Or something with a kangaroo in it. Or some other obvious thing. Okay, they're still working on this. It used to be Brewster's, a brew pub. And the last time I walked out here, work was going on, and it is still going on. So I don't know what it's going to turn into. Shoppers Drug Mart. My doctor's office is right over there. Medical Center. Dr. Stuart McMillan. Been my doctor ever since I moved to Regina in 1988. He knows me well. He's in his 70s, but he hasn't retired yet, and he doesn't seem to have any desire to do so anytime soon. He's healthy and all that, so I've been happy to have him all these years. French Press is a nice coffee shop, which I assume, yes, it says open. I can see the little sign going open, open, open. There's the Scotiabank. I'm sort of ignoring the other side of the street because I'm going to walk down there. Earl's, popular place. Used to be on the other side of the street, further back. It was much smaller. Had more character then. My best memory of the old Earl's was going in there after Saskatchewan, or Opera Saskatchewan's production of Marriage of Figaro. I played a comic non-singing role. There's a servant. Doesn't say anything, but he's funny. My part went over very well. And the cast went to Earl's after one of the performances, and I remember, at one point, the soprano was sitting on the lap of some guy who was celebrating his birthday, and the whole cast of opera singers was singing Happy Birthday. And I remember singing in the kitchen, too. Something from the show, I guess. That was a fun performance. Even though I didn't sing in it, I got laughs. I'll take those. People enjoyed it. India Palace, looking sharp and spiffy. They repainted not that long ago. I haven't been inside, but the outside looks good. Dairy Queen I've been in many times after do it with class shows or dance competitions or things with my daughter. It's usually when we went in there. Here comes an Esso. Well, I'm coming to it. It's not coming to me. We get Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's a medical lab over there for sometimes get tests at. Oh, and down there is, I went right by the liquor store back there, but it's kind of off of the street, but there's a liquor store back there. And then there's Prairie Skies Medical and Imaging. That's where you go for ultrasounds and things like that. It's like I'm lucky enough to get a walk light here, I think. This finger looking good. Hi Rico or Ryko. Hi Roger. Hi Mr. Sub. Hi Colonel. We're going up this side of the street, down the other side, then we'll see what the timing is. If I've got a little time still, I'll see what I do, but probably I'll just go up and down. I did walk already, I just didn't have it on camera. So even if this is only 45 minutes, I will actually have gotten my hour in from the previous part of the walking. Now we're coming up to the Golden Mile. Good Earth Coffee House, not one I've been in. Booster Juice, Freshie. Urban Cellars is a nice private liquor store. Fat Burger next to it. I always thought that was an interesting choice of name. Guess they know their audience. Cleaning up leaves. Here, we'll actually go walk over by this just to be more interesting. Herb & Cellars, Fat Burger. This mall was completely redone not that long ago, so a lot of what I remember isn't actually there anymore. You get President's Choice over here, and a Dollarama, high-end stores. There's Urban Cellars on this side. This is where you usually go in. There's a fitness center. And then the really big store here, the Real Canadian Superstore. Never been in this one. Oh yes. There's another pot store. There's the Real Canadian Superstore. There's an Original Joe's over there. We'll go by in a minute. Just walking over here so I don't run into people coming out of the store. And there's a pharmacy. And a Royal Bank, which is technically my bank, I think, although I do own my banking downtown. I believe my accounts are actually in this branch. Because I used to live, this used to seem handier. I don't know why. Really, downtown is closer than here. And there's a Smitty's. That's been there forever. Used to eat there all the time with my parents when they came to town. And then my mom, she liked Smitty's. And it was easy for them to get to down here, since they'd be coming up from Weyburn. That hasn't changed inside, I wouldn't think. So there's parts of the old mall, but then parts of it have changed quite a bit. Okay, we will cross over Albert over here and then go back the other side. I may have to put my hat back on because I'll be on the shady side on the other side. Original Joe's over here, not to be confused with Trader Joe's, which is an entirely different company. Only been in there a couple of times. A lot of these places, like this place when it opened, it's kind of interested. But we'd like to go with our daughter, and she wasn't 19, and you had to be legal age to go in there, so we just didn't go. So they lost our business for years. Is there a button to push here? I don't think so. Oh, yes, there is. Not a crosswalk I've used very often. Probably the only other time I've used it was when I walked up the other side of the street a while back. Marion Gardens over there, assisted living. Oh good, didn't have to wait long. This used to be a Safeway, now it's a co-op grocery store. We will go south on South Albert. I hear geese. There's an Indian grocery store over there. Used to be where the Willows wine store was first located. It's now out in Harbor Landing. Now it's an Indian market. Never been in there as an Indian market. Ben's Donut's been there forever. How long did it take me to go up the one side? About 20 minutes? Well, I might stretch it out a little when I get down to the other end. I could take a tour by the Southland Mall. Go down by Chapters, although it's not foot friendly. There's no sidewalk to Chapters. Speaking of a place where they didn't put in a sidewalk. Western Pizza I've been in many times here for after lyric shows. It's been a popular place to go. I'm not sure why. I mean, it's okay, but somebody liked it and set something up there, and we tended to come back. And it does have a large room for a pretty good sized cast, so you could be in away from everybody else and all together. This has been empty for a while. There's ice on that there pond, as well as pigeons. I think those are pigeons. I don't know what the pigeons are walking on the ice for. Maybe they just enjoy it. So, that's for sale. I think it was a gas station or something there that they ripped out. I've been waiting for something to show up there ever since. Oh, quite a bit cooler in the shade on my ears. Fairfield Inn and Suites, that's a Marriott, it's pretty new. And there's supposed to be an English style pub restaurant in there I keep meaning to go into but never have. Maybe I will put my hat back on. Hold on one second. My Saskatchewan Geological Society hat, technically it's my wife's Saskatchewan Geological Society hat. But I like it because it fits my big head. London Bell, they call it. Haven't been in there yet, and it's been there for years now. 2 or 3 anyway. Could come for lunch sometime just to see what it's like. You will see we were over there. The next street over has a lot of apartment buildings, and then you get into residential area, which I walked in quite a bit. Not that long ago, actually. I walked kind of over in that area. Other hotel coming up. I think of it as the West Harvest Inn, but it's not called that anymore. It's a Wyndham, I can tell that from the sign. Take a turn through the parking lot just for excitement's sake. It's called the Royal, which is funny to me because there's an old hotel in Weyburn called the Royal, like really old. $100 years old or more, parts of the building. be right with you. Okay, apparently, I think one of my mics died. I thought I should have plugged them in yesterday. I should plug them in after every walk probably, just to make sure they stay charged. So hopefully you can hear me better now, although not on my nice mic. I don't know if you heard my story then about singing in St. John's. Anyway, check back on my channel and see the video from St. John's where I sing and Alan Doyle sings. The gimbal seems a little uncertain now too. Let me just adjust that a little. Maybe that's better. Can you hear me now? Somebody, let me know if you can hear me. Volume is on. Okay, that must have been it. Lapel mic, I think, ran out of charge. My fault. I probably used it 2 days in a row without charging it. Apparently that's too much, so I should charge it after every walk. Well, the camera microphone works. It just gets a lot more wind noise. And can do weird things where it sort of fades in and out as it tries to adjust to the ambient noise. Anyway, carrying on down Albert. Camera may be slightly askew after all that too, but oh well. Big gas station. It's definitely askew. I can tell by looking at it that it's askew. The gimbal is confused. Gimbal is very confused. And it's in danger of running out of charge too, so I will keep this short. We'll get across the street once I'm back down close to where the car is, and we'll call it quits. A&W, it's been there a long time. Eaten there once or twice, probably more in my bachelor days than since I started cooking. It used to look different than that too. The gimbal is definitely not up to snuff here. Hold on a second. I'll do it again. And there we go. See if that gets its act together. This is where Earl's used to be that I mentioned used to be in a different location. That was it there. Now it's India House, which used to be in a different location as well. Actually an Indian restaurant. Good grief. The gimbal just is struggling. I think the battery's dying on it too. Oh well. It's avant-garde. It's avant-garde camera work this morning. Yes, I know. Without the lapel mic, you just don't get very good sound. That's why I wear a lapel mic. But I let the battery die on it, so my bad. It'll be back to normal tomorrow. Technical difficulties. Here's where I get the cars washed. It's exciting. I'm actually not going to go all the way down to the end. I'm going to cross at the crosswalk up here and just head back to the car. With the technical difficulties, I don't see much point in dragging this out as long as I could. And you've seen Albert Street now. There's a few more businesses past the wall here, but nothing too exciting unless you're really thrilled to look at McDonald's. On Havoc there, you can see poking up. It's kind of an interesting building, but that's about it. It's a clothing store. And OK Tire here is where I get the car service, so you know that's every bit as exciting as showing you where I get them washed. getting every penny's worth of what you paid for this walk. It's worth exactly what you paid for it. We will cross here, because the car is over that way, and we're askew again. So back by Save on Foods. Jet coming overhead, but I haven't seen it yet. Either taking off or landing. We'll at least go down the back over here. Just to be different, since I already walked along here. You can see some of the apartment buildings I talked about. How much narration I lost altogether there, but oh well. These things happen, have certainly happened before, and always for the same reason, that the mic runs out of juice. These ones, at least, I know when they're charged. The other wasn't charging. My previous version, they have this weird charger box thing that you put it into, and both of them that I got, because I got one that replaced one for free, and it quickly developed the same problem. It simply didn't charge. This one has a proper USB plug-in to charge it, so there's no question that it's charging. I just didn't charge it, thinking I had one more walk's worth of juice in it. Suntan Studios. I'm surprised people still do that. Get artificial tans. Interesting, though, that little known fact, that the first indoor tanning parlor in North America was in Searcy, Arkansas, which is where I went to university. Harding University in Searcy, Arkansas. We'll walk. Is there a pathway through there? Not really. Just gotta walk over to the street, but I guess I'll stay back here. Just go around this building in front of us, and then we'll be at the car. Oh, that's long, whatever it is. Can't read that. Somebody wrote an epic. Okay, but that button did work, so really didn't really didn't apply here. Our buttons do work for that kind of a crosswalk. All they do at the regular lights, as far as I know, is make sure that you get a walk light. But that particular button worked and does work, and all of our crosswalks like that have actual working buttons that I've ever seen. Oh, for those not on Facebook, is just saying that in some places buttons have been deactivated at crosswalks in some cities, so they don't actually do anything, but ours do. Oh, we'll come back to our happy dog picture here, where we started. So I apologize about the sound, and and that's why this is a little shorter. I'm just going to stop it here. I was going to walk a little further, but I'll stop it here, and here's a happy dog to look at. And I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll make sure my microphones are properly charged. Bye for now.